we're back. Howdy y'all, this is Ethan Bonreal playing more Oracle of Seasons, and last time we were here, we made our way into the Hero's Cave, which is the final dungeon of the game, although it is an optional dungeon. On top of that, we also got the big Goron sword earlier in the previous episode, and we actually have not used it yet, so I need to show it off before the end of this recording session. But anyway, now that we are here in this room where we left off, I need to let y'all know that the puzzle in this room is really fucking hard, and it is almost impossible for me to do this. I was able to do it legitimately as a child, but it took me a very long time to figure that out. So the way you're supposed to do this is you are supposed to navigate your boomerang through this series of passages. However, if you can't tell, a lot of the passages are actually about the same width of the boomerang. So, it is just very hard to navigate through there, and that last turn right over here, right in front of the switch, is like really hard to make, because again, it's the same width of the boomerang, so you have to be doing it almost perfectly. However, I am a dirty cheater, and I am completely willing to abuse the in-game physics to get this damn switch. So, basically, in all Zelda games, which I am showing off right now, in all Zelda games, if you use the boomerang, no matter what, it returns to your hand. And so we take advantage of that in order to flip the thing through the blocks and hit our switch and move on with our lives, because that literally can take like 30 minutes to do. But anyway, you've done well to make it this far, but there is one final challenge for the true hero. It costs 60 rubies. Will you give it a try? I guess I have to, I'm already in here. Also, that would really tilt the shit out of me if I was like playing like a 3D Zelda game, and at the end of the dungeon they were like, well, in order for you to beat this dungeon, you have to pay fucking rupees to beat it. That just doesn't seem very fun to me, but whatevs. I'm totally down for it, because I know what to do. And I'm not gonna lie, I did not know what... Like, I don't know how to do this room legitimately, because you're supposed to look at the pattern on the floor or some shit to figure out how you navigate through this room. However, I just, for the life of me, cannot figure it out. But that doesn't matter, because I have a game FAQs guide in the background. I'm not afraid to admit I'm a double dirty cheater. But anyway, we beat the dungeon. You got a ring. Get it appraised later. Like I said, this dungeon actually does not have a boss, which is actually pretty boring, honestly, because Link's Awakening had a boss for the optional dungeon. In fact, it had multiple bosses, which I was kind of down with, but oh well. Anyway, we need to have a meeting with Maple here. It looks like she doesn't have shit we care about. Sadly, we can't zone in now, but we will grab this money and then move on with our lives. Give me that. Nope, she took it. Oh, there's one more heart. I think she won. Yeah. Ha ha ha! Now you're sorry. I have more stuff than before. See ya. Well, fuck you too, Maple. Anyway. How are y'all doing? I'm doing just fine. It's the day after Christmas. I'm not recording a coming out on top video right now. Because I needed a break. It takes a very long time to edit those videos, as I always complain about. Because I stutter a lot and have very vigorous dyslexia. So I have to re-record things. In fact, when I was looking through the most recent videos, I actually realized the editing in them was kind of bad. You can really see where I cut the video in order to re-say things or re-record certain things I said, so it made more sense. But now we're good. I don't really have to do that with these videos because I'm not reading, which is really the biggest source of grief for me. In addition to that, y'all are probably wondering if I got any gifts for Christmas. I got a virtual reality headset that was pretty neat. I didn't get like an Oculus Rift or anything, but I got one that works with my phone, so I'll be able to go on adventures to other places. But I'm not going to tell my parents this because they got it for me, but I actually get really phenomenally dizzy when I am using virtual reality headsets, but I'm gonna give it a try in front of them so that they don't feel like I didn't appreciate it. But we need to stop talking about that and take care of business here. So, oh my, you're amazing. You have slain 1,000 monsters. Take this ring. Well, it's actually just a pile of doo-doo because it's one of the rings that actually does not have any bonus effects. so we are not going to use it. But we are going to use this level 3 power ring that we obtained from the end of the Heroes Cave. And this actually can only be obtained in Oracle of Seasons. I guess I could appraise all these. Most of these are probably going to be repeats, though. Let's see. We got the Blue Luck Ring. Yeah. Oh, I guess I don't have them. I haven't really taken advantage of rings. If y'all can remember from way back at the beginning of this LP, I did say I was going to use the Expert Ring to fight the bosses, but that is just, like, literally impossible, because most of the bosses in this game require you to use the dungeon item to actually damage them. Or, alternatively, like, their weak spot is, like, really, really close to where they damage you at, so you can't really do that without getting hurt and dying. Oh, excuse me, pardon me. Alright, so I guess we did actually have most of those rings. Yeah, Slayer's Ring, 1000 Beast, TY. But we are actually going to go ahead and use the level 3 power ring, in part because it will make the final fight a lot quicker to record, and then also in part because I forgot what page this thing is on. I also forgot how to scroll with my gamepad, so we're just gonna have to put it left. There we go. This is what the hell, where's the power ring? I actually forgot what it looked like. I think it's probably on the second page then. No, the first page. Did I look right? Oh, I looked right past it. I'm so silly. Well, anyway, this ring is going to make it so that we take triple the damage, but we also deal triple the damage, which means we are basically going to do a spin attack's worth of damage every time we swing our sword, which is good, And actually, I need to do one more thing before we step to the final dungeon. I need to go fill up my hearts. So, other than getting the VR set, I haven't really been doing anything. I have been enjoying being able to sleep, because I worked a lot this break, because I work retail, and that means you work a lot during the Christmas season. Although I didn't actually work too much. I only worked like 22 hours, I think, this week, but it was just that my individual shifts were very fucking long, and then also they were extremely busy, which was not fun. And let's see if we can get one more heart from out here. Perfect. There we go, we got our sword beams going. On top of that, I also have been not actually using Tumblr as much, which is not intentional, I just been busy. What have I been doing? I've been playing a lot of Overwatch. I almost said Overwatch, and on top of that I've been playing a lot of League. But y'all can worry about that later, because we are in the final dungeon, so this dungeon is actually really easy, and in fact, that is why I said the Heroes Cave is the true final dungeon of the game, because this is actually just a single puzzle and then 2 boss fights, so we need to go the direction that these eyeballs are not facing, which means we need to go up, and then I think we need to do that for 5 rooms in a row, so we need to go left in this room, and then we need to go up again. Let's see, and we need to go up again, and we need to go left. And I'm going to let you know, the first boss fight is actually, in my opinion, a little bit easier than the second one, honestly. Or rather, the second boss fight is a little bit easier than the first boss fight, honestly, because the mechanics of it require you to switch items a lot, but with Ganon, who is, spoilers, the final boss, you basically just need to walk up and kill him. You just smash your sword button and everything's fine. Hey, it's Zelda. Psych. So, if you can't tell, this was all just a plot to get us to come here, so that they could murder us. Well, not quite. I'm lying a little bit. So they actually do need Zelda, she's important to their plan, but you're gonna see in a bit that they actually kind of don't need her, but you'll see what I mean after this boss fight that's coming up. Anyway. The flames of sorrow, destruction and despair burn brightly. The return of the evil King Ganon approaches. Our sacrifice of Zelda is all that remains. When we call Ganon's spirit into the vessel, it will be done. You can't stop us. prepare to meet your doom. And what is about to come up is probably one of the most annoying boss fights in the game. Oh my god, it is so annoying. So it's not hard, it's just that it's very hard to line things up. What I mean by that is basically you need to hit Twin Rova, well, each of the witches with the spell that is their opposite element. And the problem is they move a lot, and then they also kind of try to ram you sometimes, so it is very hard to get away from them, and also make them get hit by the opposite spell. But overall, I think that this is not hard, especially if you have the Master Sword. If you don't have the Master Sword, though, for the next phase of this fight, because you only need to hit them 3 times here, it is extremely fucking hard, because she just does a lot of damage. Well, it's not extremely hard, it's just that... I don't know how to explain it. Like, can y'all get hit, please? Oh my gosh, my voice cracked a little bit. Can y'all get hit, please? I don't know if I'm gonna edit that out or not. But basically, like, as the fight goes on, they start summoning shit. There we go, we got her. You didn't think you'd get this far, but they won't fall like Brian and Onyx. Okay, and spoilers, they're 2 witches fused into one. But basically, the longer they are out, like this, the longer they are in each element, they start summoning more shit, which means it is just very hard to dodge all of the things they do, which means you can die very easily. However, if you have the Master Sword, it only takes about, like, 3 swings each for them to change. Once they change into their dual form, where they are both fire and ice, you just need to hit them with Mystery Seeds, and that is actually how you damage them. The sword just makes them vulnerable to the Mystery Seeds. So that was pretty neat. But I'm going to go ahead and equip the Power Ring, because I want this to be done quicker. And we are probably going to take a little bit of damage, but it's not that big of a deal. I should also point out we could use the Big Boron Sword, but, you know, it's not really that big of a deal. It does the same damage as the Master Sword. Ganon's return was but a step away. Bonreal is not over. Our rites have failed, but by sacrificing this body, Ganon will return. That is what I meant by they didn't really need Zelda. They could just sacrifice themselves, although that's probably inconvenient for them. So one of the things that's kind of not talked about is that Ganon needed to successfully have Zelda sacrificed in order to revive as Ganondorf. Or at least that's how I read it. Basically, he is revived as Ganon in this game because the sacrifice was impure, and he just turns into a mindless Ganon who can't really think of anything but destroying shit. There actually is concept art for Ganon for this game, or Ganondorf for this game in his Gerudo form, but in the actual game, we only fight Ganon, so that's kind of what I suspect Twin Rova was talking about, is basically that because they used, man, he does a lot of damage, because they used an impure sacrifice that wasn't Zelda, he couldn't return as Ganondorf, he could only return as Ganon, and he is just not feeling like himself now. But anyway, we are doing a pretty good job of murdering him. This is also really phenomenally easy when you have the Master Sword and the Power Ring. Just because you do so much damage to him, it makes him cycle through his phases more quickly, and we have already beaten him. So the emulator's glitching out here. It doesn't show you that dialogue, but basically he's like, what the fuck, why did I die? How could you kill me? And our answer is that we are the main character, and that's what we're here to do. So, I guess we should head upstairs. Nope, okay, I guess we can't just leave her there. Let's go ahead and say hi. Hey, she's waking up. Bonreal, has it ended? Thank you. Bonreal, you halted The completion of the rites that would have revived Ganon, sure thing, I did. Since they could not sacrifice me in their final rite, the powers of darkness could only revive a mindless, raging Ganon. Your power, wisdom, and courage were able to prevent Twinrova's plan to resurrect Ganon. Now hope and peace can return to the hearts of the people. Thank you. You are a true hero. Let us return to the others. But, as you know, shit always starts falling when bad things are going on, so the castle's crumbling, and we are kind of stuck here. Oh man, those rocks look kind of like potatoes, I'm not gonna lie, but luckily the Maku tree is here to save us from getting pummeled to death. You did it, Bonreal. I'm so proud! Exclamation point. Leave this to me. And for the first time in his life, he's done something useful in this game. Actually, I guess the second time. The second time in this game, he has done something useful. He gave us the Maku seed before, which was important. See, Bonreal? I've managed to help too. You know, something that's always confused me about, like, the Maku tree and the Deku tree is, like, how exactly are they guardians of the areas they protect? Do they, like, uproot themselves and, like, grow giant wooden hands and, like, beat the shit out of evil or something? I just don't understand how they're supposed to protect anything. Because his job is, like, to protect Din specifically, but, like, at the start of the game, he's too weak to do it. If he was stronger, would he have, like, just punched Onyx in the dick or something? I just don't understand. But oh well. Anyway, I'm kind of cycling through the text. Y'all probably want to hear this thread, don't y'all? Maybe. With the essences of nature and time, and the courage you possess, you have fought back against the powers of evil. The guidance of the Triforce has made you into this legendary hero. Thank you, Bonreal. You're welcome, and we get a kiss from Zelda. Oh, we're embarrassed and woozy from our kiss. Oh man, I'm glad they made Empathic in this game. I really love her. Also, that Maku tree's face in that last in that last picture really probably would have been a meme if this game was released later, because he just looked so fucking creepy staring at Link out of the side of his eyes while Empa's giant titties were on the screen. But that is the end of the game, if you can't tell. We've beaten Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages, and it's pretty fucking great. Now I can move on with my life and do a new LP. I don't know what I'm going to LP next, actually. I might play 20XX. It's a Steam game that's roguelike, kind of based off of Mega Man, and I love the shit out of it. I've been playing it a lot. Or alternatively, I might do an LP of Mega Man X, or complete it, rather. Because... Actually, I might do Mega Man Zero. I don't know what fucking game to play. Mega Man Zero is, like, really good. But I feel like if I play Mega Man Zero, I am going to be garbage. I would have to practice that a lot, because I am not as skilled. I can do Mega Man 0, 2, and 3 pretty easily and get high ranks on all of the missions and shit. But Mega Man 0, 1 is like one of the hardest fucking games I have ever played in my life. That's the same way Beautiful Joe is with me. Beautiful Joe 2 is a lot easier than Beautiful Joe 1. That is just one game I cannot, like, very easily breeze through that I have played as a teenager or a child, because those games are, like, legit hard. But we'll see. It's probably going to be a platformer game or some shit. I actually, spoilers, I actually went out of my way to find some gay shit, because I'm trying to figure out how to get more you fucking nerds to watch these videos instead of just the coming out on top ones. That is, like, so fucking hard, because it's really hard to make, it's hard to make shit, it's hard to make shit for you queens. Like, what really entices the gay people that tend to watch, like, gamer stuff, it's like, not to be mean, but it's hot guys, right? Like, y'all want to see dudes with big-ass muscles and big-ass barra titties flopping around everywhere. And if the game itself doesn't provide it, then the creator needs to provide their body. And I'm not muscular, and then also, I've already talked about this, I'm not gay in the cute way, at least to most people, so I can't be peddling my body around to get viewers, which kind of sucks for me, but also I don't really care that much. I'm not that torn up about it. So anyway, I literally Googled games that gays like, kind of ironically, and I was like, I did not know there were that many gay dating sims out. But I'm not going to play them, because I did some research on some gay dating sims. A lot of people want me to do Super Health Club, which I probably 90% will not do, because that would require me to edit out all of those giant anime dicks. And then I also saw My Boyfriend the Space Tyrant, which, honestly, like, I don't think I would enjoy it that much. I feel like I would just roll my eyes a lot while I played it, and that I would only be playing it so I could get people to watch my fucking videos. So, my challenge as an aspiring content creator is for me to figure out how the fuck to get the homosexuals to watch these goddamn videos that do not involve giant muscular anime men. So, this is something I've been working on for the better part of a year, so I gotta figure it out. Maybe, I think I need to do is actually just play newer games. I think that is actually a pretty big deal, because I've noticed that a lot of the gay men, or just really LGBT, anyone from the acronym, people that are my age, do not really like platforming games that much. That is so wild, and they really only like games that are like really nostalgic for them. So I gotta find some out. But anyway, we are at the end of this LP. I've been rambling. Thank y'all for watching. Have a good one, and bye.